employees.
My name is Lily,
Edith, Toledo.
Amanda Ortega.
and our topic is employees should be banned from asking for social media passwords from their employees.
Have you ever been to an interview with the hopes of getting hired, but out of nowhere the employer asks you for your Facebook password? It seems irrelevant to you, but you'll be surprised how many employers are asking for this now. As the AP reports, in 2010, Robert Collins was returning to a job at Maryland Department of Public Safety and Correctional Service after taking a leave of absence following the death of a family. During a reinstatement interview, he was asked to provide his Facebook username and password, which the agency said they needed to check for gang affiliation. Although he was shocked by the request, he had no choice but to comply, quoted, I need my job to feed my family.
Many people go to job interviews without knowing they were going to be asked for their Facebook password, but you'd be surprised if you were the next one.
Social media accounts are meant to be seen by the account holder. They're not meant to be seen by strangers or, better yet, their employers, for a way for them to define who they are hiring.
Our first main point will focus on our issue of employers practicing the false rights of invading employees' social life.
Our second main point will reveal why employers ask for this private information from their applicants.
And lastly, our third main point will talk about how we could resolve these issues.
Nowadays, employers ask for password from social media accounts to their applicants, leading them to lose interest in the job. However, applicants don't expect to provide such private information since a simple status can't define your skills or potential in the work field.
Employers consider, in order to find out whether their applicant is eligible for the job, they need to ask for their password for their personal account. In the article, Your Facebook Password Should Not Be None of Your Boss's Business, published March 20, 2012, a Facebook group titled Demand.Right asked Facebook followers what they thought about this dilemma. And it was not surprising that they were against the idea. Hence, one of them quoted, "It's considered a violation of personal privacy. So what will be the next step? A request to a key to my house?"
According to the article, Our Facebook Passwords Fair Game for Employers, published on April 7, 2012, the Associated Press reported that 2 years previously the Maryland Division of Corrections had demanded an officer's Facebook password during a recertification interview. Facebook quickly weighed in, said that employers should not be doing this because it violates the Facebook user's privacy and Facebook's terms of use. So with this being said, it is not only morally incorrect to ask an applicant for their password, but it also violates the network's terms of use.
According to surveys, about 3/4 of the recruiters check their applicants online on the internet during the hiring process. And even though the applicant may have their Facebook password set to private, with the use of their password they are able to bypass this and gain this information.
You may ask, why has this issue risen? Well, as previously mentioned, employers are now judging their applicants through social media accounts. Employers are claiming that through Facebook statuses and conversation, one can determine a person's qualification for a job. The main reason as to why employers check over applicants' or employees' Facebook account is to make sure there aren't any red flags in there. According to the article, Facebook can tell you if a person is worth hiring, published on March 5, 2012. The reddest flag for most employers seems to be drugs, drinking, bad-mouthing former employer, and lying about one's qualification. Employers can expect to know one's true identity through a computer. One can have better skills than a person that already is working on the job or another person who doesn't have red flags on their Facebook account.
Many applicants feel uncomfortable sharing such private information with strangers. If you feel this way, we have come up with ways to avoid this. What employers don't realize is that when they're asking for these questions, they're really losing people who contain great talent, skill, and the desire to improve the workplace. According to the article, Facebook and Job Interview, What Employers Should Be Doing, published April 9, 2012, 70% of college students and young professionals are already in the habit of friending their colleagues, superiors, or both on Facebook. In other words, employers shouldn't feel so insecure about not having their employee's Facebook password, but better yet, they should feel confident that they're gaining someone with much talent and skill. However, there are some employers who don't agree with the idea of not having the password for your Facebook account. There are some ideas that we have came up with that you could use. For one, you could make 2 separate accounts, one account which would be used mainly for work, and the separate account would be used for your personal life. Another way to avoid this issue is to simply untag your pictures from your Facebook account. If you don't want your employers to see this, simply untag them. This way they have no way to trace back those previous photos. Another way to resolve this issue would be to simply not have a Facebook account in the first place. If you don't have a Facebook account, then you don't have to worry when this issue ever comes up during an interview.
To wrap things up, we would like to summarize our topic altogether.
As stated in the beginning, a Facebook account is only meant to be used by the account holder. It is not meant to be used by a stranger who is using it to define them through their statuses.
To recap our main points, first we talked about the issue of employers asking for their applicants' private information. Second, we talked about why employers are asking for this private information from their applicants. And lastly, we talked about solutions to this issue.
So the next time you show up to an interview, be aware that your privacy might be invaded. Don't worry, just remember the solutions stated previously.